Well, I would expect you to call me. Leaving Cedaredge, Colorado, heading north up through Grand Mesa. We're going to cross over to Wyoming today. Stay at Rock Springs tonight. It's 5.5 hours, so about 7 or 8 hours travel time total. 500 kilometers, I think, is roughly what we're looking at. And one more night, and then we're in Yellowstone, which is nice. Looking forward. Ran into a nice older gentleman riding a Tribe 400 at the hotel. Him and his wife are just out for a little weekend trip from Grand Junction, I believe he said it was. Yeah, he was saying the Grand Mesa is a really nice ride over top, and to keep an eye out for wildlife. Apparently there's a ton up in this area, so we need to be a little bit more careful this morning. It is a little later than normal, 6:45 we're leaving. But yeah, looking forward to this nice little ride.
The ride through was peaceful and quiet, not a lot of traffic to be seen. The road surfaces are okay for the most part, but there are certainly some sections you will want to be paying attention for. The wildlife is also very abundant in the area, and you should be using caution when passing through in the early morning, as we were, or in the late evening, as they do not seem to be afraid to come close to the road.
Ooh, that's nice.
Unknown to us, the Grand Mesa was merely a means to get north towards Yellowstone. We didn't really look much into that area other than it looked like a nice winding road, which meant mountains. It seems the Grand Mesa is the largest flat-top mountain in the world. It is around 500 square miles and stretches 40 miles east of Grand Junction. Early morning, you should be aware that the temperature certainly does dip when you get to the top sections of the mountain. I think we saw down to 7 degrees Celsius as we were passing over at one point. Make sure you dress warm if you're planning on heading up in the morning.
Jesus Christ.
The traffic is very minor in the morning, but you should be aware that you will run into campers and van life people throughout the area. The roads can be a little tough in some sections to get past them, and if this is the case, in some of the winding road sections, you will have to make do with either sitting behind them or be very deliberate on the time to pass. Once down off the mesa, the road continues to be enjoyable with twisty sections running in and out of smaller valleys. Traffic on the back roads is fairly minor, but like any other, all it takes is getting stuck behind some traffic or an 18-wheeler to ruin that ride. When we run into this situation, that's normally a good time to stop and have some coffee. As our goal has always been to avoid as much interstate as possible, we took Old Highway 6, which runs parallel to Interstate 70, the Grand Army River Public Highway. This will run you through a bunch of small towns like Parachute, Williston, and into Rifle, Colorado. Running back highways at our Rifle to the north, we worked our way towards a little town called Mabel. Stopping for gas here, we continued north, and this is where things started to go wrong. I wish I had the camera rolling for this. We ended up in the middle of nowhere, staring down a silt road, which was about 4 inches thick with quarter-sized stones mixed in. Trying to ride through this was atrocious. No matter what you did, you had no traction or balance due to lack of speed. Not ideal by any means. We stopped to review what was ahead, only to see that if we doubled back, it would be over 4 hours of detour to make it around. Needless to say, we sucked it up and pressed on. For some reason, our center communications were especially bad this day, which didn't help us, as this was when we needed them the most. Thankfully, the road cleared up a little, and it wasn't anywhere near as problematic as it was when we started. We progressed our way along and eventually crossed into Wyoming, where to our delight, the roads turned back to pavement.
The room, and this is a dead bulb, cooked, done extra well.